Yeah.
Now that more snipers can res snipe, it's not like you have to get that god roll 1,000 yard. You have other options. That's really
Yeah. You know what's nice is getting res snipes with no land beyond. Oh, so satisfying.
there you go.
There you go, Goo.
See, I've never
Fantastic.
been
Next
a
big thing.
huge fan of
Yeah.
the snipers in Destiny.
What do you think about
I-
the
Me
whole
neither,
change
pal.
to the lower impact res snipe now? Like Defiance of Yasmin is or is not a res snipe?
I don't think res snipe
It
should
is.
actually be a thing
It is.
in Destiny, honestly.
Because
Really?
I
Yeah,
mean,
I think that it takes away from the competitive action.
well,
Because then you have
disagree.
people who will just sit there and camp the reses instead of actually playing the game and getting the kills and earning the kills.
I disagree though, because they are still earning the kills by the other team's inability to either push or choose a good timing to res. I mean, it's a risk reward thing. Like if you res your buddy at the wrong time and now you're just getting scoped hard by like 3 guys and you both get dinged, that's just a stupid play in my opinion. I mean, let's be honest.
I personally
It's
love
happened,
the aspect
but-
of pushing.
Yeah. I
Come
just
on
say the
my,
only thing that
nice
could
soccer,
really
I'll hit
break
'em with the
res
shade
sniping.
step.
The only thing that could break res sniping is if you couldn't push. Because then I would
Yeah.
I would agree with you that it's not something that should be in the game. Because
But
then
that
there's
would mean
no
you'd, like, go
chance.
straight through your player.
Well, I don't like it
Yeah.
for the competitive aspect of it. Like I think it's fine for like regular gameplay, but I don't think it belongs in like Trials of Osiris
Mm,
or something along those
There's
lines.
definitely benefits and
yeah.
Because then there's definitely teams that
downfalls.
absolutely have the advantage
hope we help.
Right.
against teams who honestly
lot
can't
of-
snipe, like myself.
A lot of
Well,
times.
I
you're
mean,
not
you can
getting
shotgun
res.
snipe. You can shotgun the res. I use universal sometimes, and you can just blow their head off as soon as I pop up, whether it's a
Which-
warlock or just a res. I've doubled
Brings up
down.
another
killing
point
people.
with me with the April update was the more it is more balanced. It's definitely more balanced, but everything they do is they seem to focus on, I feel, one weapon. It's not like they're evening
Nerf the
everything
last
out
word.
across the board as far as weapons, like Hawksaw, for example. Hawksaw is absolutely the new pulse rifle to go to. Used to be the Grasp of Malik.
Yeah.
They did give a god roll. Maybe not god roll, but one of the better rolls you can get. The vendor sells it.
To
so,
a vendor. Yeah.
Yeah. Which personally,
I
I'm
think-
not complaining because I got to buy one and it's what I used all the time. So
I mean, I do
See,
love
I-
the balance of weapons, but man, Prison of Elders is fun. Like I ran
Yeah.
that when it came out. Like the second week, I was still running it. Dude, were you there with me when I was running all day?
but we're talking challenge
Prison
of
of Elders.
elders.
Challenge of Elders, either
Yeah.
one. You remember that?
well,
We
I
ran
didn't-
that for like
I didn't grind
all
challenge of
day.
elders hard. I'm gonna be honest.
I did.
I probably ran it.
I did
5
it all day.
times.
I had probably several hundred. I think I had like 500,000 points total that one day, and it was
Yeah, I
it was
remember
the
talking about that.
grenadier perk, and it was just so much fun on my Voidwalker, just chucking like you never get to do that. Which brings me to another thing. What they did the Voidwalkers was much needed, by far.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I agree. They brought him back to an actual viable
Yeah,
super.
but no, the Prison of Elders is
But Sunsingers,
fun now.
they just seem to not want to touch the firebolt ever.
Well, they did explain that
Yeah.
if they did, they'd have to touch so many different things. Because I mean, if you think about it, your Titan has a burn, your Hunter has a burn, and so does your Warlock.
They're
So if you touch
I
the
feel like
burn
they're
on
just-
one
the
thing, it's
duration of the
all
burn.
Well, Hunters
interconnected.
also have the skip grenades that chase you for an hour and a half.
Those are
Yeah.
a little different though, because I've been using those actually a lot recently, and those are actually really hard to get to follow someone. It's surprisingly hard. Like if someone, let's say there's me and someone, Now put a wall between us and a door. I throw my skip grenade through the door and hit a wall to where it's like, ping pong kind of thing. Well, they're not guaranteed to lock onto that guy. It's really interesting. They're actually, you have to kind of throw them at them or they don't track. I've come to find that they're actually relatively skill based to use. It's kind of fun, but a little annoying at the same time. I do agree though, they do travel a long way. I threw one at a warlock and it went past him, came back and followed him for about 30 feet. One of them did. And I was like, what the heck? Like, he killed me and it was still following him. It was, that I will give you, is really ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah, I
think
understand that
it's
it definitely
tracking,
takes some skill to get them to get to track, but once they do track, they track you for
But
a
they only
while.
do half.
Yeah.
They only do a little bit under your shield. But that's not the same as firebolts, where firebolts will get you a hair smidge
one
away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you hit them with one
That's
shot
true.
of a doctrine in the body and they keel over after 5 seconds. Like, I mean, granted, it's a really hard thing to fix because your throwing knife can burn, your incendiary grenades burn. I think the only thing that they could do is maybe, like you said, tone down the duration of the burn, because otherwise you're going to break them, because that's their super. That's what makes their super
Right.
powerful, is all those grenades. And like,
Yeah, I think if they took away Viking Funeral and replaced it with something else, I think they would be 100% balanced at that point.
but then you break the super, because that's where
then
they
that's where they lose.
No, because
their burn.
Viking
Yeah.
Funeral is just the tick of it increases the duration of the burn, so you're still getting
true.
burned. It's just making
would
it
you-
on par
would you-
with the Titans and the Hunters
would-
that also have burn grenades.
you would lessen the time, or you would lessen the burn.
I would remove
Or
Viking Funeral,
at that point, do
which
you
extends
increase the burn
the
on the
time.
Titan and the Hunters? Or the base damage
No,
of
'cause
them?
then you have the same-
That's interesting.
Wait,
Just
wait,
get
wait.
killed
Say
by
that
I
again.
feel
grenades
like you then
everywhere.
have the same
'Cause
problem.
I
and
know I've
everyone
gotten
would just
killed
be
by
throwing
incendiary
fire
grenades that
One at a
have
time,
blown
guys,
up
one at a
on
time.
my feet
Hold on.
before.
Palpatine, what did you say? What would you do?
I would actually increase the base damage or the burn time on both the Titan and the Hunters instead of
Well,
nerfing the
when you throw
Warlocks.
a throwing knife, if you headshot, that leaves them a little bit absolute. But the burn, if I'm not mistaken, on it might kill you if you're low armor. But if you're on regular armor or high armor, I believe you will not burn out. But it will keep you from any recovery. Now,
And-
grenades obviously are a whole nother ballgame. Your incendiary grenade is entirely intended to burn you, and the explosion will kill you by itself, more or less. But now you go ahead, Oj. What were you saying about it being interesting?
I was just saying, if you increase the burn on both the Titan and the Hunter, then you're just going to have everyone running around with solar subclasses, and everyone's just going to be burning everyone, and I think
Well,
that'll
Is it good to
break the game
buff up,
completely.
though, or nerf
Yeah,
down? Because if we nerf down,
I
then
don't
we're
think you
killing
need
a
to
super.
nerf. I don't think you need to nerf it. I think you just need to take away the one perk that increases the duration of the burn for
what
Warlocks.
makes that not a nerf? Because you're
Because you
can
can
replace
replace
it
it
with
with
something
another
different.
perk. Yeah, that
Maybe
maybe
give you a little
increase
more-
movement speed, since Warlocks are generically slower.
So
That's a
you
good
would
idea.
you would replace it with a movement speed. That was going to be my next question. If
Something,
you, were
you know
going
what
to
I mean?
Remove it. What would you put in? Yeah. Would
It
you
seems like a
would
good
you
idea.
put in
Kind
a
of like
larger
a
radius?
pulse wave
Would you,
from a
would you put in a
Stormcaller?
larger radius for the grenade instead of
Yeah,
Viking
you know
Funeral?
what? Actually, that's kind of a cool idea. Is since Warlocks do have the solar grenade, the flare, how it just is that ball, it'd be
Yeah.
cool if that pulsed in all directions as a perk to replace the burn.
Well, what if it?
I'll say right
But I'm
now,
talking about. Go ahead, Goof. Go ahead.
solar grenades are what I use on my Warlock right now.
Oh,
I
they're
run the
amazing.
Sunbreakers, and I just spam solar grenades. I'll throw them
Yeah.
behind someone, let them walk into it, and pop them with a vanity shot to the head, and they're dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, them increasing the radius of that really brought those grenades into like actual contention because before they were
Oh,
100% useless.
I didn't know they did do that. That's cool.
Well, see, when I said increase
Yeah.
radius, I was talking about not the flare, the Viking Funer firebolts, increasing the range of the firebolt. Because if you're not gonna
I'd
burn,
be fine with that as well if it didn't
yeah,
tick
that's
as
what I'm
long.
saying. Like, because if it's not gonna burn you as long, I feel like the reach, as well as the amount of people it could hit, would be a viable option to upgrade. You know what I mean? Like maybe
Yeah,
instead
I'd
of
be
what do you hit?
completely
3
fine with
people?
that.
Do you hit 3 people?
Uh,
Or does it hit everyone?
3
Because
or
I don't.
4.
I was just say because I think it's either it's either 3. I think
you
it'd be
can hit
cool
3
if it
people
could.
at a time.
Yeah, I think it'd be
Yeah.
cool if you could upgrade that to get 4 or 5, and maybe an
Yeah.
extra 3 to 5 meter range. You know, like make it
Yeah.
instead of burning, you're gonna hit a lot of people. It'd be an area damage control more than a time control kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Just like what the arc
Right.
bolt is right now.
Yeah, the chaining arc
Yep.
bolt kind of thing.
Yeah,
So,
I'd be totally fine with that because, like
Yeah.
I said, the burn's the only thing that makes those extremely OP because of how long it lasts.
so to stop us from continually
Agreed.
beating the dead horse that is firebolt grenades and sun singers, what is the next most broken class you could think of right now? Right off the top of your head, go.
The Void Bow Hunters.
Yeah, that's
Palpatine
what
go.
I was gonna say.
Yeah? What
Yeah,
is
definitely
Shade
that
step is-
wombo combo.
I would
Yeah,
say
the smoke
actually the
is-
shade
and the
step.
movement.
The
Shade
shade
step and
step
smoke is
needs to be
so
able to be
ridiculous.
hit. When you shade step,
No, you
fireball
can hit in
doesn't
the
track.
shade step.
No,
Yeah,
because
Oh, well,
firebolts
okay,
and grenades
okay.
and stuff won't hit you. Like my axiom bolts will
Oh.
stop tracking you and stuff when you shade step away. I think it's twice.
Right.
Like that stuff needs to be
No,
fixed
you just have to do it
because
once.
You can
That-
even
that needs to be
slide under
fixed.
that though.
No,
That's just
not
that's the
firebolts.
mechanics of. Yeah, but an axiom bolt you can actually just slide under.
Yeah, but a firebolt
should run
should
in and
tag
then slide
everyone.
backwards.
It should tag everyone. If I can't blink out of a firebolt, why should you be able to shade step? Answer me that.
Right.
You know, because
It does take some skill. If you were to do it too late, then you will get burned.
But I mean, even then though,
And
if I blink
agreed, it's
straight up,
strong.
it should hit me. Still,
Yeah.
if it does, then that shade step should be hit. That's what bugs me about that. I don't.
What
A
about
lot of people
when you
complain
throw a
about the
grenade
bow.
I
like
actually
under
think
someone's
blinks
feet?
in general are pretty. Well, no, they actually did include the tracking through a blink now, didn't they?
Yes, they did. That's what I'm saying. If I
Okay,
blink straight
then,
up,
yes,
it still
should-
hits me.
They should treat a shade step
Yeah.
as a blink.
Yeah.
So, Oj, what do you think? What about the Night Stalker don't you like? Or think it's broken?
Just shade step, really. I mean, smokes are powerful, but I wouldn't say they're game breaking. And definitely with the shade step glitch, I know a lot of people do that in PvP, and
Is that still a
them
thing?
being able to, oh yeah, them being able to shade step 3, 4, or 5 times is extremely frustrating.
Wait.
Okay, so I saw you posted that in the.
I'm
scrim
thinking of
rules or
something
tourney
else.
rules.
I thought
I
it
don't
was
know
the
how to do it. Maybe we shouldn't inform the people, but
It's
I
you
honestly
pull
don't
your
know
ghost
how to
out mid shade step, and it
that
gives it
allows
back
you to
to you again.
continually shade step? Because I thought
Yeah,
that
it
was just
cancels
a
it.
shoot.
Not
I
only
thought
that,
that
it
was just a
allows you
shoot.
to in the middle of your shade step.
So it does both.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
Now that is broken. I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
That's news to me.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're putting it in the rules for the tournament that you're not allowed to do that, and hopefully people don't look up how to do it because either way it's going to be considered
Yeah.
cheating. So, but
I
definitely
think
when you
it may
play
be
normal
hard to
Crucible
even,
right
like,
now.
tell if
Well,
someone's
if you
doing
watch
it.
someone shade step
Oh, you'll be able
across
to
the
tell.
map,
Yeah.
you know,
Really?
it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
I've seen
Do you think a lot of
shade
people
step
do it in
multiple times
Crucible?
before, and I was kind of curious.
I come up against it every time I play.
Not
Okay.
every match,
So I
but at
just don't
least
notice
once
it.
per time I
Would you
join.